A comedian once observed that when you send something on a ship, we call it cargo. But if we put it onto a truck, we call it a shipment. If we're driving, we drive on a parkway. But then we go and designate a place to park. And over there, we call it a driveway. Because everything is backwards somehow. But the truth is, it works with people too. The most obvious external and most visible things tell us the least about a person. The color of the clothes will tell us nothing about the person. The color of the skin, nothing. What the person speaks about will tell us very little. But a little look, a tear, a smile, that helps us understand what's going on inside. In fact, people that really know a person will say that you will not see a hint of it on the outside. And this concept, the very opposite between what's inside and what's outside and how they're diametrically opposed from each other, will help us understand the Torah portion. This Torah portion, God speaks harsh words that are difficult to read. There are blessings, and there's also the opposite. And they're written in clear detail that are uncomfortable. And it's difficult to put this together with our understanding of God as a loving creator. But if we understand it in this way, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, God promises us rain, and that's going to bring wheat and grapes and olives and oil. But that we can get from a street vendor. When God is showing us incredible gifts that are deep and intimate, those are going to be very hard to relate to. So just an idea of one of those blessings and what it means. So there's a blessing, or it's written as a curse, that 10 women are going to have to share one oven. In today's day, that's unheard of. Each person has to have 10 ovens. You have to have a dairy oven and a meat oven. You have to have a pizza oven and, of course, a George Foreman. And then outside you have to have a barbecue grill, and inside you have to have something to roast your coffee beans. So to reverse that and have 10 people to share one oven is unheard of. And a tragedy. Unless we realize that underneath what's going on and the need for an oven, so for food, if we don't process the grain, it won't be absorbed. We won't absorb the nutrients and it won't affect us properly. We break it down, mix it up, bake it, and then we could get the nutrients and it could change us. And the same thing with the Torah. We can read and read and read and read, but without the warmth, without the love, without baking it properly, it won't make us a better person. We could read all about Shabbat and not enjoy it for a minute. But what happens if we put it into an oven? What happens if we add the warmth of the soul, the Tanur Echad, the heat of the one God? And not just that we think about one God, but we take every part of ourselves, the creative part of ourselves, the analytical part of ourselves, the critical part of ourselves, the kind part of ourselves, and each of them focuses on the fact that this is all about the love of one God. And then all of a sudden, when we read the Torah, we read about Shabbat, it becomes pleasurable, it becomes exciting. We read about shearing, and it doesn't become a chore or something we must do. It becomes something we love to do. So these 10 women, the 10 parts of ourselves that are united in the cooking, in the love and the heat of one God, that's the Torah, how it will change us and become part of us. Have a good one.